So the L-22 Alpha Wolf is in. It seems that the AI, the flight blades are out, yet the ship tuning variants are in. And I say that with a question mark because maybe that's what they're doing, maybe it's not, but it does seem to be that way, at least for this ship manufacturer. And I think another question going forward would be, is this going to continue into, different ship manufacturers as well? So if you don't know what the flight blades are, they were a little module that you could buy. They put them on the pledge store. The community got in an uproar, and what they did was they changed the tuning of the ship. So if you wanted your ship to go less fast than maybe a straight line, and you want it to be more maneuverable, you could install these modules, and it would do such thing, or vice versa. Now the flight blades are out. They took them out. However, they're giving us ship variants. Now this ship does have different styling as well, but mostly kind of minor changes, but it does the same thing. So this ship goes a little faster in a straight line, but gives you the maneuverability. So it did basically the same thing as the flight blades. So is that kind of what they are doing now? Was that their change to be able to kind of do the flight blades without just selling the flight blade modules on the store? And then again, we turn around and now we have the weapons kits. The weapons kits are now in the store, and you can change this ship from laser repeaters to ballistics. Now, normally I don't have a problem with that, but I think, like, especially when it comes to weapons kits, I think this needs to be thing like a really short time sell, and I think that kind of stuff needs to go into the game like super fast. I don't think this should be some 3 or 4 month wait time till we get that stuff in game, especially with smaller things on the store like the flight blades. Now, I don't mind what they put on the store really, because as I tell everybody, when anybody asks me anything, I vote with what they do with my wallet. I'm never going to buy this ship on the store because I don't like having to buy extra things to customize my ship like that. I'm not going to buy the weapons packs. I wasn't going to buy flight blades. I don't have any of that stuff, and I'll never purchase any of that stuff because to me that leads us into more of a microtransactions. And if they want to do that on the store, that's, I mean, whatever they want, but I can vote how I want to vote, and I think everybody should do the same thing. If you don't like it, your first step is you vote with your wallet, and the second step is you can voice your opinion on wherever you want to, whether they're going to listen or not. But it doesn't matter how much the community gets in an uproar. If the funding keeps coming in like it is, which is great, I want this game to be so successful. I have a blast in it. But if you want things changed, you can't buy it and then want change, and that's just kind of the way the world works, right? So we're going to get into this ship right here. I think it's actually pretty cool. So for those of you who have already picked it up, I think it's a super cool ship. It's fun. I'm loving the styling. I'm loving the sounds, and I'm liking the ship overall. It's going to be an in-game purchase when it comes in-game. This is definitely going to be an in-game purchase for me, as I think it's a fun ship to fight with. I think it's a fun ship to cruise around in, and it absolutely looks beautiful. So let's go ahead, stop there. Let's take a look at the ship and do kind of a walk around at the, at this new asset. So like I said, this thing is absolutely beautiful. So I actually left the stock paint on this. I thought it was gorgeous. I was going through all the paints and I was like, man, that stock paint, man, it really gives it that metal look, that sheen. And so I ended up leaving it. I would probably leave the stock paint on this if I was to actually get it, or when I am able to get it in game. But we come up here and they did a really good job with like all the modules and stuff. I love the animations. It looks really good. I believe these should be the shields maybe. Oh yeah. Pretty good animations on this. I'm really enjoying what they did with these ships. Gives you access, physicalized access is really awesome in a game like this. So coming around here, I believe this is the other shield. Very cool. You can actually see it glitch through, so I guess that's something they're going to have to fix. You can actually see the shield kind of... Oh yeah, they're going to have to go back and probably fix that model. Maybe it's just a glitch right now for me, but nope, looks like it may be stuck like that. The engine details and the details in this, guys, are just amazing. You can see. I love the discoloration around the engines themselves. And it does give you, obviously it gives you that Naboo starfighter That's the your personal storage. I think this is like your... Oh yeah, it's got the air module and stuff like that. That's probably going to be something that's coming in. That's your life support right there. Coming around again. Love the discoloration around the engine. I think that was a really nice touch on the colors there. Coming here, we have our weapons rack and such. I'm really glad they added that. I mean, that's like important gameplay and stuff, especially if you find something you want to store it on your ship. Now, for me, the style of the Alpha Wolf, I think a lot of people will agree. For me, it wasn't about that wing. I always thought the back of the ship needed something, and these wings right here, and as sleek and as thin as they are, I think they just did the job for me. Really loving the design, despite what it does differently or whatever, the energy weapons, just the design alone for me made this one. I'm loving the little winglets there. I think somebody described it as like one of the, earlier, like, I guess, bombers or fighters. So we enter the pilot seat. Same animation. I believe that's the exact same animation as the L-22, and you can see right here, guys, you can see the giant weapons, and I love that you can see all the wires and all the electrical components and capacitors and things like that. Such a cool thing. So if we shoot, they sound amazing, and I love the animation on these things. Love the animation. So cool. Very nice design. Bravo on that, guys. Bravo to the devs who worked on this ship. I think they did a really good job. But yep, that's kind of it on the Alpha Wolf. There wasn't much to say or do with the walk around to it. We covered the L-21 in a different video, and it's very the same, very minor things, except for really the winglets on the back really changed it. And then of course you have the capacitors and stuff that they have at right about here now. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts? And that's why I asked the question, what are your thoughts on it? Because did they just make variants instead of AI blades, or not AI blades, but flight blades? Is that what they're doing now instead of doing it? Is it something you support? Do you like it? Do you like the variety? Are you liking the weapons kits that they're selling in the store? Are you like me, where you're just like, that's cool, put them on the store, but bring them in game a lot sooner? These types of smaller things. I understand the ships staying on the pledge store for a while and being exclusive, but maybe the weapons kits, they could do like a initial sell and then put them on the store like pretty much immediately after the sell, like after the event ends or something like that. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Maybe a timeline. I would love to hear some comments about what you think about the variant being more of a flight blade than the last variant, the L-22 versus the L-22, which is what they kind of did with the tuning. It did come with upgraded components, so I think that's where they get us, where for me personally, at the end of this video, I'd say I don't really think it's a flight blade. I mean, they changed a lot of stuff on this ship. They changed design, some styling, they added some cool new features to it. They did change the tuning, but they gave it more upgraded components and things like that, and with the different energy weapons, which gives you a different change. I just think it's like more, I think they put a lot more into it than we could justify it as a flight blade, in my opinion. I've just been seeing that go around, which is why I wanted to ask the question at the beginning of the video and get your guys' thoughts about it. So yeah, I appreciate it, guys. This was a quick walk around on the L-22 Wolf. I love it. I love the way it flies, the sounds, everything they did with it. It's a great ship. It is going to be, like I said, an in-game ship for me. This isn't something I would pledge. And if you're more of a fighter, light fighter person, and you pledge this ship, awesome. Congratulations. It's a pretty cool ship. And just want to say, guys, I really appreciate the support. Thanks for the comments on the stuff through the last few videos covering IAE ships and the event and stuff like that. Much appreciated. If you're looking to get into the game, I do have the referral code. If you don't want to use mine and you have another friends or something like that, please use that. But there's no sense in getting into this without free stuff. And they have a cool Start Kitten referral going on right now that used to be a rare limited item, which is really cool. So, yeah, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks again for the support, and I'll see you on the next video.